Hi, this is Kyle from Shrub Design. In this video, we're going to walk you through every report in Google Analytics version 4 so that you can successfully navigate your account. Before we begin, you must have a Google Analytics account. Your website maintenance team should have sent you an invitation email like this one. Click the link in your email to create a personal account and join your website's analytics property. When you accept the invitation, you'll receive a prompt to set up your communication preferences. You can toggle these options on and off by clicking the checkboxes. When you're ready to begin, click Save. Now, on to the reports. You will start on the home screen, which you can navigate to by simply typing analytics.google.com in your web browser. The home page will give you a general snapshot of how well your website is doing, but we're more interested in the more detailed reports. These can be found by hovering over the icons to the left of your screen and clicking on one of the options. Let's begin by looking at the Reports page. For all three of these internal pages, you're able to adjust your date range in the top right of your screen. Data will only go back to the moment your web developer installed Google Analytics on your website. Also in the top right corner, you are able to customize each page to your preferences using the pencil icon. This is a bit too advanced for this video, so we're just going to proceed with the default layout. The report's snapshot here will provide you with some of the most commonly requested information. You can see how many users visited your website, what channels they were using, where they're located, what your top pages are, and what events were completed on your website. The real-time report is where you can view the activity of users over the last 30 minutes. This report doesn't offer you much help unless you are doing live testing on your website, which your website team is more likely to handle on their own. Under the Acquisition tab, let's look at the overview. In this report, we see where your users are coming from and what content they are seeing. Next under the Acquisition tab is User Acquisition. This report shows you which sources are providing the most new users and some more detailed information about them, such as the engagement rate and conversions in the table below. You can adjust the primary dimension in this report by clicking on the heading in the first column of that table. The final report under the Acquisition tab is Traffic Acquisition. When you click on this one, you'll notice that it looks very similar to the User Acquisition. The difference is that Traffic Acquisition uses sessions as its primary metric. One user could visit the website multiple times, tracking as multiple sessions. One user, but multiple sessions. In this report, you're also able to adjust the primary dimension by clicking on the table heading below. Moving on to the Engagement tab, this is where you'll see how your users interacted with your website. In the Overview report, you'll see what we call engagement metrics. This includes things like your average time on site, events completed, most viewed pages, and user activity over time. Looking at the Events report next, this is where you'll see the actions users are taking on your website. If your web development team configured custom events, you'll see them in this report, alongside the default Google events, such as page views. In the Conversions report, you'll only see the events which are considered valuable actions. These events do have to be configured as conversions by your web team before they start showing up here in this report. Examples might include filling out a lead form, making a phone call, making an e-commerce purchase, or subscribing to a mailing list. Moving on to the Pages and Screens report, this is where you'll find data on individual pages, like how many views each page has and how many users visited those pages. You can also adjust the primary dimension in this report between the URL and the page title, whichever you prefer. The final report under the Engagement tab is the Landing Page report. This report is similar to the last one, but only looks at the first page users see when they visit your website. That's also known as the landing page. The Monetization tab is where you'll find all of your e-commerce information. This section is a little bit more advanced for Google Analytics, and it deserves its own video, so we'll just move on to the Retention tab. This tab is just a single report, and it looks at how many users return and re-engage with your website. You can see how many users return and how often they return to your website. Moving on to the User Attributes tab, the overview here shows some valuable demographic information. You're able to see your users' location data, their genders, ages, and interests. The Demographic Details report drills down further to just one of those demographics. You can adjust the primary dimension in this report to the specific demographic you're interested in. Then you can see how many visitors are part of that group and their engagement with the website. The final tab in the Reports page is the Tech tab. The overview for this will show you data about what devices your visitors use to browse your website. You can see what devices, browsers, and screen sizes are most popular, allowing you to optimize for these specific devices. The Tech Details report drills down further to just one of these technology dimensions, which you can also adjust just like the Demographic Details report. By doing this, you're able to more clearly see how visitors on different devices interact with the website. Looking at the Explorations page next, this is where you can find all of your customer reports and explore data however you want. This does require advanced knowledge of Google Analytics to configure, so we recommend that you approach your website maintenance or your marketing team with ideas for custom reports. But here are some ideas to spark your interest. The Freeform option allows you the most freedom to explore your data and visualize it in a number of different graphs or charts. The Funnel Exploration option allows you to visualize how users navigate through your website with multi-step funnels. The Path Exploration option does virtually the same thing, but it visualizes it in a different way. This uses what's called a tree graph. The Segment Overlap option allows you to create Venn diagrams of various types of users using demographic and/or behavioral data. The User Explorer option shows you data on individual users without any personally identifying information. The Cohort Exploration option groups users into different cohorts and allows you to analyze these groups' activity on your website. The final option, User Lifetime, shows you users' activity every time they revisit the website, giving you indicators of lifetime customer value. The last page that actually has data on it is your advertising page. If you are running any digital ads, you can use this page to gain insights on how well your ads are performing compared to other channels such as social media or organic search. Under the Performance tab, you can view all channels. This report shows all of the conversions that have happened on your site within your date range, and they're broken down by the channel that they are attributed to. You can also adjust the primary dimension in this report. In digital marketing, attribution refers to how many different channels are attributed to the conversion of a user and to what degree each channel is. A customer could visit your website multiple times through different channels like an ad and then a Google search before making a purchase. Under the Attribution tab, you can view the model comparison. Here you can view your conversions using different attribution models. You can adjust these by clicking on the column labels. These models attribute your conversions using different methods, such as the first or last visit to your website. Ask your digital marketer for a more thorough explanation if you're interested in learning more. You can also adjust the primary dimension in this report. Also under the Attribution tab, you'll see Conversion Paths. Here you can see how many times a customer visited your website before converting, and the channels they used, in which order they used them. Now the final page that you can navigate to in Google Analytics are the admin settings. You'll likely never need to visit this page, as your website maintenance team will likely configure all of this for you. But if you ever find yourself in the administrative settings, there are a few areas you may want to explore. You can add new users to the account or property, edit your custom events and conversion settings, configure report audiences, and connect your other Google product accounts, such as Google Ads if you're running ads, the Merchant Center for e-commerce sites, or Search Console for additional organic search insights. Thanks for watching. We hope you learned something new to improve your digital literacy. If you have any questions or are looking to partner with Shweb Design for website maintenance and marketing, please navigate to our website and get in touch with us. The link is in the description.